Welcome back to another episode of Real Estate Deli. I'm your host, Mando. Today we have an awesome guest, a friend of mine. His name is Michael Oates. Welcome him, everyone.
What's going on, everybody? Mando, pleasure as always, my friend. It's good to see you on
Pleasure,
not a Wednesday.
exactly. Pleasure having you, my brother. Thank you for showing up as always. You're a great guy. Thank you. Mike, let's get into it. Let's get into this real estate journey you've been on.
Let's do it.
Uh what happened and what interested you in this industry?
Okay, yeah. So I've always loved real estate. I was stuck in like COVID happened. Like I've always like I was in insurance before that, and I wasn't really digging it. It wasn't really my kind of field. It was a little dry and a little stuffy for me. No offense to any real estate or insurance people out there. And we were stuck in the house. I found these videos online of people just touring houses and doing all this stuff. So I became an agent for Berkshire Hathaway. It wasn't really my speed. I didn't really. It wasn't really how I thought real estate was going to be. Took a couple years off, moved to South Carolina, and then my partner Paul from our podcast we're on Wednesdays. Called me up after he saw a Jamil video, and since then we've just kind of been locked in. We went to Squat Up Summit, joined Owners Club, got to meet you and plenty of countless other people that are amazing. And yeah, now we're here.
Yes. So you mentioned South Carolina. Before you were in South Carolina, where were you at?
Pittsburgh. I'm a Navy brat growing up, so I was born in Maryland, but I spent most of my time in growing up in Pittsburgh for about 20 plus years, high school, college, but spent a little time in Japan, Australia, Hong Kong. I was a little baby then. I was like 3 years old, but I got pictures there, but I don't remember any of it, unfortunately.
Okay. So then that journey took you to South Carolina, and you were in South Carolina when COVID hit.
No, just after, right after. I was in Pittsburgh for COVID, so I was an agent up there, just trying to get my feet wet in the market, and just didn't really have the right connections and base until I
How,
got into this.
how long were you an agent? How long did
A
that
year,
happen?
a
Okay.
year, yeah, yeah. I tried it out, I just didn't really feel the support that I was looking for, and I just wasn't really in the right mental place to start like my own business, because that's real estate is it's you.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you learn anything worthwhile while you were an agent?
Oh yeah, like all the little minute details that like you have to study, like you have to take the time and learn like a lot of the laws and different things that can get you messed up in this world. So it was really beneficial, regardless if I'd stayed as an agent or not. It definitely helped me in the long run.
Sure. Yeah, I'm assuming you also picked up some of the language as well, right? This is kind of every specialty, every industry has their language of their own, right?
Oh
So I
yeah,
guess that helped out as well, right? Just to get the onset of that lingo down, right? Uh,
absolutely. Yeah, it definitely helped. I mean, just coming into this investor world, already knowing some of the terms and different things that actually happen to facilitate a deal was definitely beneficial than coming off like right off the street, seeing a video once on YouTube and starting it up, which
yeah,
there's plenty of people that succeed that way. I just was a little luckier.
yeah, awesome. So yeah, you said you and your partner Paul, he was watching a video with Jamil. Jamil Damji is actually the creator of Astro Flipping. It's a community as well. And tell us about that. How Paul introduced you to that, and I guess you were on your own journey, and you guys reconnected.
Yeah, so I moved down here to South Carolina, um, and I was caddying at the ocean course full time. So just muling around, carrying golf bags, living the beach life, I guess.
Yep.
And Paul called me when he was stationed overseas. He was like, "Hey, man, I know you're in real estate. Like, we've always talked about starting a business together. I think we can do this. I know you got a little money saved up. What do you think about us starting a business?" I was like, "Okay, let me think about it. Give me like more of a plan than just like let's start a business." And it was about a week later. We didn't really talk too much about it after that. And I called him up just saying, hey, I'm ready. Like, I did a little more research myself. Like, we can do this. And we started out wholesaling, got into creative finance, like, subject to and seller finance for anybody who doesn't know what creative is. And then we're now lucky enough and grateful enough to be doing a lot of multifamily deals in that space.
Did you join a community when you first started, or did you
No,
figure this out on your own?
Paul and I went to YouTube U, spent about
Awesome.
6 months, like really diving in. Uh, and it was mainly on wholesale for a while, but uh, we then spent the time, we read Pace's book, like we found out a lot about him and his whole side of creative finance. And sub two is we didn't, we're trying to join that by the end of the year, just so that way, we have more information and knowledge on it. But yeah, we've done about 5 deals creatively since we've done this. Yeah.
Awesome. So it was all hard work, elbow grease, and just grinding,
Yes, sir.
going
Yes.
after it. Awesome. I
Yeah.
didn't know that about you guys.
Yeah.
I thought you joined a community just to get that community feel and just have something to lean on, right? When you're just learning, right? You're just trying to lean on the community. This is a hand-to-hand relationship business, right? That's
Hmm.
incredible that you guys just made that intention and then went to work.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Got
then we
after it.
found out about Squad Up Summit, where we met just about every single one of you guys that we're hanging out with now.
So
And
when you got to, so you know about squad, obviously you know about Jamil. Now you know about Pace. We'll get into Pace a little while. You know about these guys, and but you're still not in any of these communities. You just went on the journey. You say, all right, let's go. Let's pack up and
mhm.
let's go to Orlando.
Yeah. Yeah. We
Awesome.
figured like everybody in our industry was going to this, it was a way to see if what we have done over the past like year and a half of us being in this was like whether we sank or swam, and I'd say we swam pretty well.
Interesting. You did.
Yeah.
You're buoyant. So
Yes, very much.
before you got to the squad up event, how long when you in business?
We started November of 21, so right
Okay,
at the end of the year. So basically 2022 is when we started.
okay, so you had a year and some change because that was in April, I believe. So a year and a
Yeah.
couple, almost a year and a half, let's say, under your belt, just grinding it out. And it
Mhm.
was just you and Paul at this time.
Well, yeah. So it was myself, Paul, and our general manager, Bakari Banks. We all
Okay.
went to Squad Up, but we had a couple little phases of our company where we hired on a good bit of people, like 10 people in the very beginning. We were
Wow.
like, oh, we can train them up. It's commission. But you don't realize what an undertaking training 10 brand new people really is when you're first training yourself, honestly.
I
Um,
can imagine.
so that didn't really work out. Bakari was the only one who survived that. We call it VCI 1.0. So yeah, he's
Okay.
the only one that got a deal out of those
Oh yeah.
newer people, I guess. And so yeah, now we have about 10 people on the team, and we're very picky now.
Oh,
It's
sure. And did so? All right. So Bakari survived the cut just because he got his deal, and that made him viable. I, I hear that. So then you
yeah,
said now you're back to 10 people. That's an awesome turnaround. Like you're back again to 10. Uh, I'm sure now you have different experiences. Do you have to train them up? I'm sure you probably have different systems and processes to
yeah,
bring them along, right? So how
yeah.
has that worked out?
So so we'll do a discovery like interview with people now, right? And then after that, to even have an opportunity to join our team, you have to read a book that is called The Secret, and watch all 18 videos of the creative finance like masterclass with Jerry Norton and Pace, because we want you to at least have some knowledge of what we really do. Like creative finance now is becoming so huge. Everybody's learning about it because of us and Pace and everything else. Um, that people are understanding that you can just buy people's rates now instead of having to buy a house and pay all this money and
Retail.
get a yeah, exactly, retail. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's incredible how you guys created that opportunity and kind of rebuilt yourself back up to where you guys are at. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Kudos to you guys. Now let's
It was
go
not
to
easy.
yeah, you put in the work, man. You guys earn your way, right? That's
Exactly.
incredible. Uh let's say now let's go to Squad Up. So Squad Up is an event that Pace and Jamil held. It was their inaugural event, and it was held, I believe, in April in Orlando. It was a 4 or 5 day event. And tell us about that. How was that experience?
Life changing, easily. The like one word, if you want to put in one word, life changing. Like when we first got in the building, right? Like you go down that escalator in the Orlando like lobby and hall and everything, and you just see how many people were just there checking in, and it was amazing. Everything there was jam packed full of amazing info. Um, it was nuts. It was I couldn't have asked for a better 3 days if you if you paid me. Like uh but yeah, it was really great. We got obviously to join the owners club through it, which that night Paul and I were about to both join sub 2 if it weren't for Pace talking about Owners Club. And before he even finished, I was out of my seat in the back of the room. I was one of those people that did not wait. I was out. I was back there.
Yeah, that was awesome. We didn't get a chance to connect then. We actually formed a team. We're 2-6 of a team, the owners roundtable, a team that I call it after we joined the owners club. But in Squad Up, it was 2,000-3,000 people, so many people. I didn't connect with not a single one of you guys while I was there. That's to tell you how many people were there, and you guys didn't connect with me either, right?
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
right, so it was so many people. I could tell you, I was sitting in the back of the room that day when Pace uh, introduced Owners Club to us. I guess he was setting the table all day because he had Cody Sanchez. Is everyone know who Cody Sanchez is? She came up. She had a great speech, a great presentation. At the end, she was emphasizing a lot of stuff about ownership, ownership. I can recall Pace back on stage, and he said he took some notes and he wrote something down. He wrote down, I took a note of what Cody was saying, and she was saying ownership. So he's kind of leading us there. In hindsight, that's what I got out of it because I was paying
Yeah,
attention, right? So
yeah,
when Pace did his presentation in regards to Owners Club is a, let's say, is a subset of sub 2. That community is just, a new venture in that he's has us on. So when he presented it, he said, whoever wants to sign up, go to the back. I was sitting towards the back room. There was so many people that rushed that back room. There was more people in the back than I think was sitting down. So I was just thinking to myself after, how must he felt, right? Because this is kind of his idea, his fruition. You still don't know how this is going to turn out, and then you see that bum rush to the back of the room, right? So I'm like, wow, I'm sure he must have been pleasantly surprised that happened, right? And
oh
they
yeah,
had that they were giving out packages, whoever signed, and you're wearing one of the hats that came with one of the packages. That there was so many people that signed. Do you see the box? So they were
yeah,
giving up a presentation, a box with a hat with some stuff in it, and they ran out of boxes. They ran out of boxes to tell you that they sold more than they anticipated, right? So now let's go. Now let's go to Owners Club, right? Owners Club happened about a month ago, right? I booked my flight. We've been communicating online with different people uh that joined. I caught a flight. I was on a thread with somebody. They had a delay in their flight. They couldn't make it on time. There was someone on that thread, and that was Jason. So Jason landed, I landed at the same time. We connected in baggage claim. We hit it off immediately. We had an Uber ride with Jake Hill and Kevin Hill, I believe, Kevin
yeah,
Day and Jake Day, and we had a cab ride to the airport. We kicked it off. We went our separate ways after we checked in. lo and behold, about an hour later, 2 hours later, I see Jason at the bar. And at the bar, he's sitting with a couple of gentlemen. He's sitting with you, with Paul, and with Ali. So I
Yeah.
saw a face I recognized, basically the only face I recognized at that time. You guys seem to already had built a relationship. I'm assuming in Squad Up,
Yep.
right? So you
We
guys
also had
had,
the same row.
right?
Same
Okay.
row. Yeah.
That's awesome. So I call myself like the sixth Beatle or the last member of the Wu Tang I mentioned. So I saw a familiar face. I went over there. I introduced myself. I offered you guys a round of beer, whatever it was, and we're off to the races.
It
Right?
was
It was
over.
just off to the races. Right? I was welcomed in like a new member, and again we were inseparable after that. Right? So describe to us how was owners club and what you got out of it, because you had to be there to really understand it.
Yeah, like if anybody who is at Squad Up, this is a great segue into this too, Amanda. So I thank you for giving me a softball like this. Yeah, Squad Up was amazing, life changing. That what happened at the spring immersion for Owners Club was that on steroids. Like, with no offense to the people that were there, but these were 420-ish people of the most action takers in our industry. They're the ones who are the most go getter, go giver, like want to help and also provide value to people while making money for themselves. And it's the main thing I got out of it is it's not who you know, it's who knows you. And really marketing like yourself and getting out on social media. It's really amazing how much that actually helps. And now you and I both, I see you posting every day. You had a shoe phone today that was incredible. I thoroughly enjoyed that, and we're just trying to get our brand and our name out there as much as we can. But that, and I'd say also, like, you can't do this alone. You really need a community around you to help guide you and support you, and pick you up when you're down.
For sure, absolutely. That's what I got out of it. Just the support system, the mindset, the reformulation. It was just a mass change for all of us that were there, right? It was just an experience that to behold how they set the table for us to move forward on, right? So they set
Hmm.
the table so we have legs to stand on to then catapult and propel. So I've actually launched, well, I've been very active on my IG page as of late, Money Making Mando, for those who don't follow. I've kind of found a niche in how I approach posting, and I've been so I said, you know what, I'm gonna follow this consistency, and I've just been posting very organic stories about myself, uh resourceful, using some props as well, right? You have to see my page. And yes, now is us taking action, and we're sitting here taking action again. So this is kind of what the community is about, of us getting uncomfortable in our space and just going for it, right? And just not even concerning yourself. Imperfect action always beats perfect inaction, right?
Every
So,
time.
right.
Every
So that's the journey that we're on, and that's where we're here connected, and we're sharing our experiences with others that are in the same journey as us. And sometimes, fear gets in our way. Mindset is very important as well, right? We all have these little struggles of insecurities or whatever, right? This is the journey of life. It's kind of all what's the word I'm looking for? It's a journey of self discovery, right?
so
Through
true.
through the instrument of real estate, that's the industry we're in, right?
Hmm.
And sometimes we just have, we want to go through a road that's unpaved, and how do I get through there, right? But you just have to trust and have faith that your treasure's on the other side, as Pace would say, right?
Exactly. Yeah, and that's the thing about him, man, is like I work hard, like, but that man works harder than most people. Like Dwayne the Rock Johnson and Pace, like those two, those two probably are just the craziest, most hardworking people. But yeah, it's wild what you can do whenever you really start finding your superpowers in this world and figuring out what you're really good at and where you can like provide value to people. Once you figure those things out, it's kind of wild what just starts unfolding for you.
Yeah. Let's get into some Deli talk, I say.
Let's get
Where
it.
are you going? What's your next step in your business and your journey with your partner? What are you looking forward to? How are you gonna make this happen?
Yeah. So you want the short term one? You want my like 3 month little peak that I'm trying to climb?
Sure. Let's start with what's happening now, and then let's move on. Let's see what's happening later. What's the
Yeah,
vision?
yeah, for sure. So Paul and I have both told the team that within the next 3 months, we want to be completely hands off. We want them to be like when we show up to meetings, they're like, "Hey, we don't. You're just kind of in the way. Get out of here. We'll take care of this." That way, Paul and I can go out and source bigger deals for us to take down as a team and kind of have ownership in, and kind of all partner together and make some generational wealth for them, for us, and kind of be like a little bit like Pace, provide opportunities for our little community that we have within the bigger whole community,
Sure.
you know, which you're obviously a part of with our owners club stuff. We're gonna have a deal that we all take down together soon. I can promise you that with the motion
That's
we
going
all
to
got.
happen. That is
Yeah,
going to happen for sure. Right. That's the mindset that we all have. Right. We know what it's a word I say. We're certain that what we're gonna do is going to happen. Right. So
absolutely.
I believe, trust and believe that that's gonna happen. So all right, you said that you're gonna be hands on. I'm assuming that your staff, you trained up your staff somewhat, that they
Mhm.
probably feel empowered to say they can do this, right? How about
Yeah.
you've been away a couple times the last couple of months. Did that help out in delegating responsibilities to your team?
Yeah, so our GM Bakari that I talked about earlier, it really made him have to like step up and run the show, like plan the because we have like a sales meeting on Monday that people talk about their goals, set their week, what they struggled with what last week, what their goal was. We talk about all that. And then Tuesdays we have our dispo meeting. Wednesdays is just like we call it the state of the company, state of VCI, Veterans Choice Investments, that we kind of just talk about what's been going on, if there's anything that they want to know about for the future that we're planning on doing, like vision stuff, all that. And then Thursday's acquisition. And then we have morning huddles every morning, Monday through Saturday. Sunday, we just, that's the Lord's Day. So we give everybody that one off for the morning huddle. But it's 7 days a week, with real estate. There's no real days off out here.
That's a fact. That's very true. That's awesome that you set out this vision, the short term vision and your long term vision, your goals to where the company's going, right? And
Mhm.
congratulations. That's so wonderful that you're going to make these things happen, right?
Yeah, yeah. Paul and I both, because it's not just me; it's a team. But obviously, we're just talking to me today.
Yeah,
But I can't take all the credit. Paul built this thing because I was caddying early in this for about 6 to 8 months whenever we were first doing this like full time, just so that way we could kind of fund the business. And now I got to step back and be full time in the business and uh, really kind of push both of our vision on it and get into the multifamily space, commercial space, and sky's the limit, see where we
awesome,
can
awesome.
take it.
It's going wherever you want it to go, right? Let's get
Yes.
a little bit. Let's get into some personal stuff. You keep saying caddy. You caddy a lot. That's
Yeah,
kind of your passion, or what is
I
it
love
about
golf.
caddying that you love it? You're a
Yeah,
golfer.
so I've been a caddy since I was 14. It was one of my first jobs that, you make drug drug dealer money legally, as a caddy. It was the best high school, college job you could ever ask for. You're outside, get to be around some really great people. And it taught me how to network like from a young age.
Can imagine.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
I
pretty
love golf. I love all sports. I grew up watching all sports with my dad, so he was a sports fanatic. Since he was a sports guy, I was a sports fanatic, and we shared an incredible moment in 2019. In 2019, Tiger won the Masters, right? And I
yes,
believe it
sir.
was on Father's. I don't know. I don't think it was on Father's Day. No, it wasn't because it played in April. But
Yeah.
but for some reason, that journey and that win for him, it was just It was an incredible connection. I'm sure a lot of fathers and sons felt it. It was just an incredible moment for golf and golf lovers.
Mhm.
Like I said, I love golf as well from afar. I've never played. I live in New York City. It's hard to play golf in New York
That's
City,
very true.
right? But I like I said, I love golf for the moments that you could share. Let's say with your loved ones, right? Those memories that last forever, and that's a memory that I'll always have with my dad because he's the biggest Tiger fan. He at his extended age now, he's 85. His memory comes and goes, so it's not as sharp as it used to be. But there's one thing that he does remember is Tiger Woods,
Of
right? So that's
course.
so that's always great to know that an event or something had an effect in your life that even in your later years you still kind of remember these things, right?
So true. Yeah. I know exactly where I was whenever Tiger won. I was
Oh
in
yeah, where
my
were you?
old townhouse. I was watching it. I had a couple buddies, and it was one of the greatest comebacks, in my opinion, to ever happen. It was so that moment with your dad is incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great memory. Mike, thank you for being here with us today and gracing us with your time. I appreciate you, brother. I'm so happy that I got to meet you. You know, Destiny has aligned for both of us, right, to be in the same space at the same time, right? Through all our
Mhm.
journeys, all our trepidations, we're here now, and I feel so comfortable in this community. To be honest with you, it's something I've searched real estate. I've been in real estate for a while, and you have your ups and your downs, and sometimes you look for people to be surrounded by the like-minded people, the wolves that I call us, and I found my pack of wolves.
Yes, sir. I couldn't agree more. Like I've never like it's even squat up, like it felt like home. Like it felt like it was just lost cousins and nephews and whoever else that was could possibly have shown up. That it was just an amazing experience. I'm glad to have met you. Very honored and grateful to be on this podcast with you,
Thank
and to do great things as a team,
Yes,
man. It's
absolutely.
good. The best is yet to come.
Absolutely. We're ended there, brother. Thank you for being here with us today on the Real Estate Deli. Thank you again, Mike. Appreciate you.
Thank
Peace.
you.
Bye.
Peace.